What I'm about to share might shake you to your core. It's vital that you listen closely and keep an open mind, because this message, it's not for everyone. You're about to witness a revelation exclusively for the chosen ones. Now, here's where it gets interesting. If you're not one of the chosen, there's a good chance you won't make it to the end of this video. You might feel an urge to click away, to dismiss this as nonsense, and that's okay. If this doesn't resonate with your soul, if it doesn't set your spirit on fire, then by all means, feel free to move on. But if you are truly one of the chosen, everything I'm about to explain will click into place like the final piece of a cosmic puzzle. You'll feel it in your bones. That deep-seated recognition that yes, this is meant for you. Are you tired of feeling like you're just going through the motions, living a life that feels empty? Like you're missing out on something big, something life-changing? Well, buckle up, because what you're about to hear could turn your world upside down in the best way possible. You see, there's a secret that's been hidden in plain sight, a truth so powerful, it has the potential to transform every aspect of your life. It's about tapping into a divine right that's been yours all along, but you might not even know it exists. Think about it. Have you ever felt a nagging sense that there's more to life than what you're experiencing? Like you're meant for something greater, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is. That's not just random dissatisfaction. It's a cosmic calling card, a signal that you're ready for what I'm about to reveal. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another self-help guru promising the moon and stars. But this isn't about me giving you a quick fix or a set of rules to follow. This is about you unlocking a power that's been dormant inside you all along. A power that, when awakened, will align you with the very will of the universe itself. Imagine waking up every day with a sense of purpose so strong, it propels you through any challenge. Picture yourself navigating life's ups and downs with an unshakable peace, a joy that bubbles up from your very core. And what if I told you that you could tap into a source of wisdom and guidance that's infinitely more powerful than any self-help book or motivational speech? This isn't just feel-good talk. What I'm about to share with you has transformed countless lives. I've seen people go from feeling lost and alone to discovering their true calling. I've witnessed relationships heal, careers soar, and lives change in ways that can only be described as miraculous. But here's the kicker. This transformative power isn't reserved for a select few. It's your birthright. Yes, you heard that right. You have been chosen for greatness, handpicked by the Creator of the universe for a purpose that's uniquely yours. So, if you're ready to step into your divine destiny, if you're prepared to leave behind the life of quiet desperation and embrace a life of purpose and power, then lean in close. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to access your God-given right and unleash a life beyond your wildest dreams. Are you ready to take the red pill and see how deep the rabbit hole goes? Because once you hear this, there's no going back. Your life will never be the same again. And trust me, that's a very, very good thing. In the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. But here's the thing. There's a cosmic alarm clock ringing, and it's high time we answered its call. We're talking about a spiritual awakening, folks. And it's not just some new age mumbo-jumbo. It's a life-altering experience that can turn your world upside down in the best way possible. Picture this. You're going about your day, same old routine, when suddenly something shifts. It's like someone's flipped a switch, and you're seeing everything with new eyes. That's the start of a spiritual awakening. And let me tell you, it's a wild ride. But here's the kicker. It's not about floating on clouds or speaking in tongues. Nope. It's about getting real with yourself and the big guy upstairs. Now, you might be thinking, hold up. What's this got to do with me? Well, buckle up, because this journey is all about aligning your life with the divine will of God. And trust me, it's not always a walk in the park. It's more like a hike up a mountain. Challenging, but oh so worth it when you reach the summit. So, what does this spiritual awakening look like in real life? It's not about suddenly becoming a saint or speaking in riddles. It's about waking up to the reality that there's more to life than your 9-to-5 grind or your social media feed. It's about realizing that you've got a higher purpose, and it's time to start living it out. Let's get practical for a sec. This awakening might hit you like a ton of bricks when you're stuck in traffic, or it might creep up on you slowly, like a sunrise. Either way, it's going to shake things up. You might find yourself questioning old habits, reassessing relationships, or feeling a sudden urge to declutter your life. And we're not just talking about your closet here. The key is to embrace this awakening with open arms. Don't fight it, don't ignore it. Instead, lean into it. Start by carving out some quiet time each day. It could be 5 minutes of meditation in the morning, a nature walk during lunch, or even a mindful cup of tea before bed. The goal is to create space for reflection and connection with the divine. And here's a pro tip: keep a journal. Jot down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences as you navigate this awakening. It's like leaving breadcrumbs on your spiritual trail. Trust me, you'll want to look back on this journey someday. Remember, this awakening isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about tuning into that still, small voice inside you and letting it guide your steps. It's about aligning your life bit by bit with God's grand design. And let me tell you, when you start doing that, you'll feel like you've unlocked a secret level of life. But here's the thing. This awakening isn't just about you. As you start to live more in tune with God's will, you'll find yourself becoming a beacon of light for others. Your actions, your words, your very presence will start to make a difference in the world around you. And isn't that what we're all here for? Now, let's dive deeper into this journey of awakening. We've talked about the initial spark, but what comes next? That's where God's will enters the picture. And boy, is it a game changer. Think of God's will as your spiritual GPS. It's not just about getting from point A to point B. It's about navigating the twists and turns of life with divine guidance. And here's the kicker: aligning your thoughts, actions, and entire life with God's will isn't just a nice to have. It's the whole enchilada. But let's get real for a second. Figuring out God's will isn't like ordering from a menu. It's more like decoding a cosmic puzzle. And sometimes it feels like the pieces are scattered all over the place. That's where the good book comes in handy. The Bible isn't just some dusty old tome. It's a treasure trove of wisdom and guidance. Take Proverbs 3:5-6, for instance. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." That's not just pretty poetry. It's a roadmap for living. It's telling us to put our trust in the big guy upstairs, even when things don't make sense from our limited perspective. Now, you might be thinking, that's all well and good, but how do I actually do this in real life? Great question. It starts with a shift in mindset. Instead of asking, "What do I want to do?" start asking, "What would God have me do?" It's like switching from a self-centered view to a God-centered one. This might mean making some tough choices. Maybe it's turning down that high-paying job that would compromise your values, or forgiving someone who's wronged you, even when it feels impossible. It could be as simple as choosing to react with kindness when someone cuts you off in traffic. We've all been there, right? But here's the thing. Aligning with God's will isn't about becoming a robot or losing your personality. On the contrary, It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about tapping into the unique gifts and talents God's given you and using them to make a difference in the world. Let's get practical again. Start by taking inventory of your life. Look at your daily habits, your relationships, your goals. Do they align with what you believe God wants for you? If not, it's time for some spiritual spring cleaning. Maybe it's time to cut ties with that toxic friend, or to finally start that volunteer work you've been putting off. And here's a pro tip: surround yourself with like-minded folks. Find a community of believers who can support you, challenge you, and keep you accountable. It could be a church group, a Bible study, or even an online community. The point is, don't try to go it alone. Remember, aligning with God's will is a process, not a one-time event. It's about making daily choices to put God first. It's about listening for the still, small voice in the midst of life's chaos. And yes, sometimes it's about stepping out in faith, even when you can't see the whole picture. But here's the beautiful part. As you start to align more and more with God's will, you'll find a sense of peace and purpose that you never knew was possible. It's like finding the missing piece of a puzzle you didn't even know you were solving. And trust me, once you experience that, you'll never want to go back to living any other way. All right, folks, we've talked about the big picture stuff, the spiritual awakening, aligning with God's will. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How do we keep this spiritual fire burning day in and day out? That's where daily commitment comes in, and trust me, it's a game changer. Think of your spiritual life like a garden. You can just plant the seeds and walk away, expecting a bountiful harvest. Nope, it needs daily tending. We're talking watering, weeding, pity, and plenty of TLC. And in the spiritual realm, that daily tending comes in the form of prayer, Bible study, and constant communication with the big guy upstairs. Now, I know what you're thinking. Daily? Are you serious? I can barely remember to floss every day. But hear me out. This isn't about adding another chore to your to-do list. It's about creating a lifestyle that keeps you connected to your spiritual source 247. Let's break it down. First up, prayer. This isn't just about reciting memorized words before meals. It's about having an ongoing conversation with God. Think of it as texting your best friend throughout the day. You share your joys, your frustrations, your random thoughts. God, can you believe what just happened at work? Thanks for that gorgeous sunset. It really made my day. It's about keeping that line of communication open all the time. Next, we've got Bible study. Now, don't panic. This doesn't mean you need to become a theological scholar overnight. Start small. Maybe it's reading a psalm each morning with your coffee, or diving into a chapter of Proverbs before bed. The key is consistency. It's like working out. A little bit every day is way more effective than a marathon session once a month. Here's a pro tip. Try using a Bible app on your phone. It's like having the wisdom of the ages right in your pocket. Stuck in a long line. Pull up the app and read a verse or two. Waiting for your kids' soccer practice to end. Perfect time for a quick Bible study session. But here's the thing. It's not just about reading. It's about letting those words sink in and shape your thoughts and actions. Try picking one verse each day to really meditate on. Write it down, stick it on your mirror, set it as your phone wallpaper. Let it be your spiritual theme for the day. Now, let's talk about that constant communication with God. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's about cultivating an awareness of God's presence in every moment of your day. It's seeing the divine in the ordinary, the miracle of a child's laughter, the beauty of a rainy day, the kindness of a stranger. Try this. Set reminders on your phone throughout the day to pause and acknowledge God's presence. It could be as simple as taking a deep breath and saying, "Thank you, God, for this moment." It's like hitting the reset button on your spiritual connection multiple times a day. And here's another idea. Start a gratitude journal. Each night, jot down 3 things you're thankful for. It could be big stuff like a job promotion or small stuff like finding a parking spot when you were running late. The point is to train your mind to look for God's blessings in every aspect of your life. Remember, this daily commitment isn't about perfection. There will be days when you oversleep and miss your morning prayer time, or nights when you're too exhausted to open your Bible. That's okay. The key is to not let one slip-up derail your entire journey. Just pick up where you left off and keep moving forward. Think of it like this. Your daily spiritual practices are like charging your phone. You wouldn't go days without plugging in your device, right? Well, your spirit needs that daily recharge too. And the more consistent you are with it, the longer that spiritual battery will last throughout your day. Now, let's get real for a minute. This spiritual journey we're on, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. In fact, sometimes it feels more like a roller coaster ride through a thunderstorm. But here's the kicker. Those challenges, they're not roadblocks. They're opportunities for growth, chances to flex your spiritual muscles and come out stronger on the other side. When you decide to align your life with God's will, you're essentially declaring war on your old way of living. And let me tell you, your old self doesn't go down without a fight. You might find yourself grappling with internal battles you never even knew existed. It's like your mind becomes a wrestling ring, with your newfound faith in one corner and your old habits in the other. Maybe you're trying to kick a bad habit, but temptation keeps knocking at your door. Or perhaps you're working on forgiveness, but that grudge you've been holding on to for years just won't let go. These internal struggles are real, folks, and they can be tough as nails. But wait, there's more. External challenges are waiting in the wings, too. You might find that some of your relationships start to shift. Maybe your old drinking buddies aren't thrilled about your new Sunday morning church routine, or your coworkers might give you side-eye when you pass on the office gossip session. And let's not forget about the big questions that can shake your faith to its core. Why do bad things happen to good people? If God is all-powerful, why doesn't He just fix everything? These aren't just philosophical musings. They're the kind of questions that can keep you up at night, wrestling with doubt and uncertainty. So, what's a spiritually awakened person to do in the face of all these challenges? That's where perseverance comes in, my friends. It's about digging your heels in and refusing to throw in the towel, even when the going gets tough. Think of perseverance like a spiritual muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. Each time you choose to stick to your convictions in the face of temptation, you're doing a spiritual push-up. Every time you show up for your daily prayer time, even when you don't feel like it, you're running a spiritual marathon. Here's a pro tip. Build a support system. Find a mentor. Join a small group at your church, or connect with other believers online. Having people in your corner who understand your journey can make all the difference when you're facing challenges. And don't forget the power of Scripture. The Bible is chock full of stories about people who faced seemingly insurmountable odds but persevered through faith. Take David and Goliath, for instance, or how about Joseph, who went from being sold into slavery to becoming second in command in Egypt. These aren't just ancient history. They're blueprints for perseverance in your own life. Try this. Create a spiritual emergency kit for those times when challenges hit hard. Fill it with encouraging Bible verses, uplifting worship music, and maybe even a journal to write out your thoughts and prayers. When you're in the thick of a spiritual battle, pull out your kit and let it remind you of the bigger picture. Remember, perseverance isn't about gritting your teeth and powering through on your own strength. It's about leaning on God's strength when yours is running on empty. It's about trusting that He's got a plan, even when you can't see it. And here's the beautiful part. Every challenge you face and overcome is shaping you into the person God created you to be. It's like you're a piece of clay, and each difficulty is the potter's hand molding and shaping you into a masterpiece. So, the next time you're facing a spiritual roadblock, take a deep breath and remember, this too shall pass. Your perseverance isn't just about making it through the tough times. It's about emerging on the other side stronger, wiser, and more aligned with God's will than ever before. All right, folks, we've talked about the awakening, the commitment, and the challenges. Now, let's get to the good stuff, the rewards of faithful living. And let me tell you, they're not just pie-in-the-sky promises. These are real, tangible benefits that can transform your life from the inside out. First up, let's talk about the biggie, a deeper relationship with God. Imagine having a direct line to the Creator of the universe, a friendship so close that you can feel His presence in your everyday life. That's what faithful living offers. It's like upgrading from a long-distance call to a face-to-face conversation. You start to recognize God's voice in your thoughts, see His hand in your circumstances, and feel His love in your heart. But it doesn't stop there. One of the most incredible rewards of faithful living is an unshakable peace. Now, I'm not talking about the fleeting calm you get after a relaxing bubble bath. This is peace that sticks around even when life throws you curveballs. It's the kind of peace that has your friends asking, "How can you be so calm in this situation?" And you can just smile and say, "It's not me, it's God." And let's not forget about joy. Not just happiness that comes and goes with your circumstances, but deep-seated joy that bubbles up from your soul. It's the ability to find delight in the simple things. A beautiful sunset, a child's laughter, or even a perfectly ripe avocado. You avocado toast lovers know what I'm talking about. This joy becomes your default setting, coloring your world with vibrant hues even on the grayest of days. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Divine favor. When you're living in alignment with God's will, doors start opening that you never even knew existed. It's like having a VIP pass to life's opportunities. Maybe it's a job offer that comes out of the blue, or a chance encounter that leads to a life-changing friendship. These aren't just coincidences, folks. They're evidence of God's favor in your life. But wait, there's more. Faithful living also brings a sense of purpose that'll knock your socks off. You start to see how your unique gifts and talents fit into God's grand design. Suddenly, your work isn't just a job, it's a calling. Your relationships aren't just social connections. They're opportunities to show God's love. Every aspect of your life takes on new meaning and significance. And here's a reward that might surprise you. Increased resilience. Remember those challenges we talked about earlier? Well, faithful living doesn't make them disappear, but it does give you supernatural strength to face them. It's like you've got a spiritual suit of armor, helping you bounce back from setbacks faster and stronger than ever before. Now, let's talk about something that might make some folks uncomfortable: material blessings. I'm not saying faithful living will make you a millionaire overnight. But when you're aligned with God's will, you start making wiser decisions with your resources. You become a better steward of what you have. And often, you'll find that your needs are met in unexpected ways. Here's a practical example. Maybe you start tithing regularly, giving a portion of your income to your church or charitable causes. It might seem counterintuitive, but many people find that this act of faithful giving leads to financial stability and even prosperity. It's like the universe, or rather God, responds to your generosity with abundance. But let's not forget about the eternal rewards. Faithful living isn't just about making your earthly life better. It's about storing up treasures in heaven. Every act of obedience, every moment of worship, every selfless deed, they're all being recorded in the ultimate ledger. And one day, you'll hear those words we all long to hear. Well done, good and faithful servant. So, how do you start reaping these rewards? It's simple, but not always easy. Stay consistent in your daily commitment. Keep pushing through the challenges. Trust God even when you can't see the whole picture. It's like planting seeds. You might not see the fruit right away, but if you keep watering and tending, the harvest will come. Remember, these rewards aren't about earning God's love. You already have that. They're the natural outcome of living in harmony with your Creator. It's like finally finding the right key for a lock. Everything just clicks into place. So, are you ready to experience these rewards for yourself? Are you willing to take the leap of faith and see how God can transform your life? The choice is yours, but let me tell you, once you taste the sweetness of faithful living, you'll wonder how you ever lived any other way. As we wrap up this journey of revelation, I want you to take a moment, close your eyes if you can, and really let everything we've talked about sink in. Feel that stirring in your soul. That's not just excitement, it's the awakening of your divine purpose. Now, here's where the rubber meets the road. You've heard the truth, you've glimpsed the potential of a life aligned with God's will. But knowledge without action is like a car without fuel. It won't take you anywhere. So let me ask you this. What are you going to do with what you've learned today? Are you going to walk away from this video and let these powerful truths gather dust in the back of your mind? Or are you ready to take the leap, to step out in faith and start living the life you were created for? Imagine waking up tomorrow morning with a fire in your belly, a clear sense of purpose guiding your every move. Picture yourself facing challenges not with fear, but with an unshakable confidence that you're exactly where you're meant to be. Can you see the profound impact you could have on your family, your community, even the world, when you're operating in perfect alignment with your divine calling? But let's get real for a second. This journey isn't always going to be easy. There will be days when doubt creeps in, when the old habits try to pull you back. That's why I want to challenge you right now. What's one step you can take today? Yes, today, to start aligning your life with God's will. Maybe it's setting aside 10 minutes for prayer and reflection before you start your day. Perhaps it's reaching out to that person you need to forgive. Or it could be something as simple as choosing to respond with kindness in a situation where you'd normally lose your cool. Whatever it is, I want you to commit to it right now. Say it out loud, write it down, tell a friend, make it real. Because that one small step, it's the beginning of a journey that will transform your life in ways you can't even imagine right now. And here's the beautiful thing. You don't have to do this alone. Remember, you're part of a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. There are others out there, just like you, who are waking up to their divine purpose. And I want to help you connect with them, to support you on this incredible journey. That's why I'm inviting you to become part of our community. Hit that subscribe button right now and make sure you turn on notifications. Why? because this isn't the end, it's just the beginning. We're going to dive deeper into these truths, explore practical ways to live them out, and share stories of lives transformed by the power of aligning with God's will. Every time you see a notification from this channel, I want you to see it as a divine appointment, a reminder that you're not alone, that you're part of something bigger than yourself, a chance to refocus, recharge, and recommit to the incredible destiny that's waiting for you. So, what's it going to be? Are you ready to leave the old life behind and step into the fullness of who you were created to be? Are you prepared to say yes to a life of purpose, power, and divine favor? The choice is yours. But remember, you were handpicked for this moment. You were chosen for greatness, and everything you need to succeed is already within you, just waiting to be awakened. Don't let this be just another video you watched and forgot. Let this be the moment everything changed. The moment you said yes to your divine calling. The moment you began to truly live. Subscribe now. Turn on those notifications and get ready for the adventure of a lifetime. Your destiny is calling. Will you answer? Thanks for watching.